Hey, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Let me see who was here first, if you don't mind. Um, Cynthia Henderson, thank you so much for being here first. I'm posting on my Facebook page now. So sad. I like some of her music. Oh, yeah, I know. Interesting thing about that. I'll share it with you in just a minute. Uh, hey, Black Queen. Compton Caligal, Lane Parker, Sonia Johnson, Teresa McDougal, Connie Balmer. Hey, Connie Balmer. Let me see. Elaine Parker's here, Lottie, and so on. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll all the way. Oh, Judy Muscatid, thank you so much for the super sticker. Hello, Dan Speed One, Sharon Chung. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way down to the end here. I don't want to miss any super chats or super stickers, so we're good. Thank you so much. That's the last comment. All right. Now, Eileen Bennett. That's the last comment. Okay, good. Hey, Lydia Washington. Leslie F. Okay, so let me. Oh, okay, I got that up there already. Oh, this is what I'm trying to do. I want to take my face away from it, and voila, we are good. Oh, okay. All right. So, drip, drip, as they say, huh? Drip, drip. Um, oh, you know what? I meant to. Okay, maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Okay, drip, drip, drip. All right. That's okay. I'll do it tomorrow. All right, so let's move on then. Okay, now don't be startled by this photo. In case you cannot figure out who that is, I mean, it kind of looks like him, but don't be startled. So, yesterday, actually, late last night, I was up with my weird sleep patterns, but I was up and I was looking at one of those AI parody videos. So, this is Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is Arnold. And Arnold, with a very thick Austrian German accent, is singing Nothing Compares. Okay. And so I'm just like, wow, this is fun. This is funny. If you haven't seen one of those AI videos, there's Arnold Schwarzenegger singing The Sound of Music. There's Arnold Schwarzenegger as the girl from Titanic. I want you to paint me like one of your French girls, you know. And it's hilarious because somehow they have AI'd his face onto different iconic women characters. And so I'm watching that last night. And, you know, once you watch one thing, then it leads to the next thing. And so today I started seeing Sinead O'Connor not realizing what happened. And I'm just like, that is so spooky. Here I am listening to the song last night being sung by Arnold. And then, of course, I started watching the original song. And sadly enough, we find out Sinead tormented final post, according to that rag. Sinead O'Connor passed away today. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, it's so spooky that I was just watching, you know, this parody video only to find out that this nightmare has happened to her family and her fans. And really sad because, yes, she was quite tormented. And I don't know anything about her as far as her mental health is concerned. But the thing is, um, there are so many people that feel a certain way about how the world is, right? And Sinead O'Connor, she had some issues with the Catholic Church. And that's what got her in trouble so many years ago. And it's not to say that she was wrong. Of course, she wasn't wrong, because there is some issues with all churches, with all institutions, any place where there's powerful people and you have a perceived authority over, especially young people, as we've been discussing lately, then a lot of bad things happen. And she was tormented by that and a few other things. She was very political. And, I cannot criticize her for feeling the way that she feels and how she expressed herself, because the thing is, she felt what she felt and it was on her terms. Sadly, her son died at 17. And after that, she said she was through singing. She said there's nothing else to sing about, which is just heartbreaking to find out that someone who, has built a career on music, suddenly you have nothing to sing about. So very sad for her. Yeah, just very sad for her. Farewell, Sinead O'Connor, and I hope that you find the peace in heaven um, that eluded you so much here on earth. So that's what I have to say about that. Oh, is there another milestone? I don't have another screen open. Let me open up another screen so I can see what you guys are seeing. If you don't, uh, okay. What did I miss? Whose congratulations was it? Was it Lydia Washington? How long has it been? I saw congratulations, Lydia. Well, anyway, congratulations. And thank you so much to those long term and short term members of Royal Sussex. Oh, Lydia, 24 months. Are you serious? That means it's been 2 years since I started the Royal Sussex membership. After you kept trying to convince me that I needed a Royal Sussex membership, it took me a month of Sundays to do it, but finally we got here, right? And that's right, Lydia. Ride or die, ride or die, right? Ride or die, ride or die. There you go. And Noreen Bengali, 9 months membership. Thank you so much for that. Wow. Wow. Where has the time gone? I don't know. These Sussex Squad streets with all of us Sussex Squad warriors. And Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, so again, that was the very sad news today. I have no idea what happened to her, but uh, finally she has some peace of mind, because losing a child is the worst thing that could happen to a parent, the worst. And there's a lot of people who have been through that, and uh, it never gets easy. Hopefully, at some point, you can have your peace with it, but some people, as you can see, they just never seem to recover from it. So it's always important to reach out to friends, family, and even a professional counselor if you find yourself struggling. Sharon Middleton, thank you so much for 2 months membership. Thank you again. Wow, they're rolling in, aren't they? Thank you very much for that. Okay, freedom is coming. Our royal family is thriving. Fun is back. Our economy is roaring back. So, Dan Wootton has a way with words, doesn't he? All of these wonderful things that are happening in Narnia. And of course, now that I have seen that comment about Dan Wootton wanting to be the Tucker Carlson of the United Kingdom, I cannot unsee it. A matter of fact, it's all I think about some days. Dan Wootton, the Tucker Carlson Tucker, the Tucker Carlson of Great Britain. So this was Dan Wootton waxing poetically about all of the great things that are happening in the United Kingdom. Well, this was not a very recent article. As a matter of fact, this was 2 years ago, right? Is that right? 2 years ago? Dan Wootton, Sunday was a heartbreaking, but yes, Sunday was a heartbreaker. Sorry, there you go. But from Jeremy Clarkson to Kate, the queen of hugs. Oh my God. Here are my 10 massive reasons to still be cheerful this summer if you're English, not Scottish, not Welsh, not from Northern Ireland or any place else, but just English, right? So, what was he babbling on about? Well, this was it. There was all these good things happening, right? And it was good things happening. But the worst of what was to come, courtesy of Brexit, thank you, Nigel Farage and Boris Johnson and anybody else who lied about the good times that are coming. I want you to take a look at this. This is some of the comments from that article. I went down to the comments and I only lifted one individually, as you can see. The other two, I just took them as they were. Brilliant. Is this you trying to convince yourself moving from New Zealand to the UK wasn't a mistake? Failed attempt. The UK is awful. ATM, the countries, I don't know what that means, pulling in different directions with England overriding nationalistic rule Britannia attitude holding everything back. And then it says, what a load of downright drivel. Lovely to read a realistic, optimistic article if you can stop the racism and discord that is rampant in America traveling across the pond. That would be a win, in my humble opinion. Well, this person right here, like I said, I just took them as they were, is blaming the U.S. Wait, let me try to get this out. Let me lick my lips so they won't split. They're kind of dry. He's blaming the U.S., for Britain's racism problems, right? Right. Yeah, Black Queen. I had to make sure I pointed that out. But let's see what else we got here. I can't believe I wasted my time reading this. I should have known better. I am so disappointed in myself. And here, comment 3 is the best news. And chloroform and paint? I'll let you try to figure out what that means. I don't really get it, but I think I do. The economy is roaring back. What a joke. 1 trillion of assets moved to other countries. No one to harvest fruit and vegetables. Inflation on the up, exports way down, farmers and fishermen sold down the river. What planet are you on? Now, this is people responding to the cheerleader, Dan Wootton. And then it goes on to say, here's another little section I took. He is either diluted or being sarcastic with right wingers like him. It's difficult to tell. He writes whatever he's told to write, says the next person. And then, Dan, you're wrong on almost every count. And then someone else says, DW eats 2 tins of alphabet spaghetti, brings it up into a plate, scans the results, and posts it. I love that. I never heard that before. He eats 2 cans of alphabet soup and then barfs it up on a plate, scans the results, and posts it as copy. I love that. I love that. And then lastly, oh dear, attacking the Sussexes because England lost a football match. Pathetic. So this is a snapshot in time from July of 2021. Now, who could have known that patriotic Dan Wootton, just beneath all of this rubbish that he's talking, was brewing a scandal of epic proportions. I mean, a scandal that is of biblical proportions. Who could have known that that was brewing? Certainly not Dan Wootton, or did he know? Anyway, so right here, even is it Pujab? Is it Pujaba? Pujaba, Dan Wootton, and the monstrous hypocrisy of the British media. So, you guys, as I said yesterday, the circle is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, some of you guys were watching the video that I posted, so I'm not going to play it. Just know that some of the content is a bit triggering, but I posted it as it was given by the the Byline Times. It is rather sinister and disturbing, and I have to say there is allegations that are made by the Byline about Dan Wootton. It has not been proven in a court of law, and it is 3 years of investigative journalism. I would imagine that if you're watching Royal Sussex, that most of you all believe it to be exactly as it is. It doesn't look good for Dan. And as it says there, the Sun, bizarre. It is rather bizarre. I have some personal thoughts about that. And I say personal because this is not exactly the forum to share it. But I'll just say that life and experience has taught me about people like the character that they're describing in the Byline Times. And I've seen people like that. I mentioned the other day where I told someone that one of their coworkers would be wise to document the problem that he was having in the workplace. And I also encourage you all, talk to the young people in your household, people you're close enough to, talk to them about their rights, about boundaries, because even if this is true or not true, there are people who take advantage. They take advantage of their power. They take advantage of the younger people not really knowing what their rights are. There are people that take advantage of that. And so, it makes me angry. It really does make me angry because no one sends their kids to school or to their first or second job as a young person. Nobody sends their child out into this world to run into a monster, but it happens. And if you're not having those conversations, they may not know how to handle those situations. So it is always best. It's some people don't want to have the conversation, but trust me, as an African American man, there's always a talk. Well, there's a talk about the popo, and then there's a talk about these things. So it's very serious business, especially now with the social media and such. People can easily maneuver just like this, where they use social media as a tool to get close to someone that they want to dominate, for lack of a better word. I'm choosing my words carefully because of the social media, but you understand. So with that, I think this could be a very teachable moment for some people who may not have known that this happens. You think your sons go out the house and whether they're whatever their preferences are, you might think that they are strong enough and smart enough to avoid these situations. But when you have a monster, not to say that that is a situation, that is what he's being accused of. When you have someone in that type of position of authority, you you just cannot be too careful. So have the talk. Have the talk. That's what I'm encouraging. Have the talk. Okay, so over the past week or so, the publication Byline Times has released a three-part investigation into accusations of hanky panky and misconduct made against TV presenter, newspaper writer, and all around poisonous hack. I love the language they're using. Poisonous hack, Dan Wootton. It is alleged that Wooten's situation and men and hid behind fake online identities to blackmail and harass. Well, we know the story. I'm going to go on. And Andrew Brady, the one who publicly tried to warn us, the one who, and see, I'm just going to say this too about Andrew Brady. Andrew Brady is absolutely adorable. I mean, he is a little Scooby snack. Am I right? Beautiful young man. And it, even though he had, as far as I know, even though he hasn't said that he was targeted, okay, he didn't say that he was directly targeted. At least I don't think so. But let's face it, he's a little Scooby snack. He's a little Scooby snack. And then, of course, DW is a bit of a monster. Now, that monster has gone and gotten those teeth bonded, lost a little weight, and all that kind of stuff. But let's face it, Andrew is a little Scooby snack, and that is the type of person that that monster seems to want to degrade. And that's what it is. It is the opportunity to degrade. That's what I think it is. As though the challenge is to as like okay, I'll give you an example. Again, I'm being careful with my words. Like an Alfred Hitchcock movie. Alfred Hitchcock was known as a director who loves to degrade the serene blonde. Have you guys ever heard this before? The movie The Birds, Dial M for Murder, um, even Rebecca. All of those Hitchcock movies have something in common. You have the very serene, elegant, beautiful blonde, whoever the lead actress may be, and throughout the movie, he tears her down and degrades her. So, again, using my words carefully, I'm saying that if this is true, I suspect that that is a very powerful motivation to go after the, shall we say, unattainable, the forbidden fruit, or those who just plain rejected someone and tear them down. That's what I think. And I don't think they discriminated that much either. It's the tactics that they used that seems to be in question. But I don't think they discriminated man or woman. If you had it, if you had the it factor, if you were beautiful and young and on the rise with your career, it just seems like those are the ones that are targeted for the breakdown, for tearing down. So that's what I think of. So think about that, you guys. We don't have to have an answer for what I just said, but think about what I said. That is always someone who never really was considered, eye candy. Not that that's the only reason, but it almost seems like with the Alfred Hitchcock movies, where you have the beautiful, serene blonde that has to be brought down a peg or two or three or four. Penny C said, yes, I heard Tippy's interview. Yeah, and Tippi Hedren did not give in. According to her, she did not give in to being disrespected by Alfred Hitchcock, and so he did everything he could to destroy her career. Men in power do things like that. And you don't have to be rich. You don't have to be a big time director or executive. You can be a supervisor at a fast food restaurant, a dispatcher at a bus company. You can be anyone in a position of a power, mostly a very unstable man, a very angry man that likes to degrade a certain type, whatever that type is. So um, I'm just saying this so that if you are unaware of this, you know what to look for. You know how to put the pieces together. You know when a person or persons may be in danger. And it can be very dangerous, not just, life and death dangerous, but mental health. It really could jeopardize someone's mental health. So, anyway, thank you guys for listening to my soapbox moment. But this really does disturb me. So, here's a little bit of good news, though. The Guardian announces new roles in the Caribbean, South America, and Africa, and expands its reporting on race in the UK and the US. That is good news. And if it's executed properly, then hopefully some of the better aspects of what the Guardian is capable of, um, let's hope so. Let's hope so. If they have good reporters on there, and of course, by saying good reporters, I mean someone who's not a right wing hack or someone who's not out to get the Sussexes. If they have some good reporters, this is a good thing. I would like to see the Guardian expand. And it is true, sometimes the Guardian lets you down. And it is heartbreaking because, we want to believe in what the Guardian is capable of, but sometimes they can really, you know, mess things up. So let's hope they get this right. And having another, open minded voice here and there, someone who just states the facts without so much of an agenda, that is what we could hope for. Hello, this is Dan Wootton, and I'm up in it bad, real bad. So I suppose that DW is having a uh, Alec Murdoch moment. Hello, this is Alec Murdoch, and I'm up in it bad. I'm up in it real bad. Now, some people weren't sure exactly what Alex Murdoch said. Some people said, and they done them up real bad, or they done them in, or I done them in. It's kind of hard to say because his voice was cracking, but all I could imagine is Dan Wooten saying, "Hello, this is Dan Wooten, and I'm up in it bad, real bad." With that monstrous, sinister voice of his, he's up in it real bad. Well, he is up in it real bad. He's up in it almost as bad as Alex Murdoch. But even some of the people were saying in the spaces today that he's done. He put on a heck of a performance this week. Leg says BBC has just given away all the pretense. Pathetic. Really? BBC has just given away all the pretense. What does that mean, Legs? Please tell me. Pretense about being a fair-minded network? Is that what you mean? About being of quality, of moral authority? If that's what you're saying, I agree. The especially that Nicholas Witchell, whatever his name is. You know, when they said that someone for the BBC got in trouble, I remember I said there's somebody I'm hoping that it is. Well, it wasn't him, and I was hoping it was. I can't stand that Nicholas Witchell. He is a beast. I cannot stand him. So, Legs, yes, I believe that's what you're saying, and I agree with you. The BBC has gone to the dogs. They have gone to the dogs, the BBC. They have gone to the dogs. I agree. I agree with you. The BBC has gone to the dogs. I mean, things have gotten really rough. I mean, they've gotten so rough. So, oh, I gotta stop. Okay, Leg says they are not a quality network. You are correct, me. Okay, yes, thank you so much. That's what I thought you meant. It's true. There are so many people in this world, and this is I'm I am in mourning about two networks, and that is CNN and BBC. People trusted those networks, and the right wingers of this world were not satisfied until they infiltrated those organizations and they created a us against them. They have swerved so far to the right that you cannot trust them anymore. You simply cannot trust them. So I did not realize that there was such a big right wing movement in the UK until I found out that there were so many people that loved Donald Trump. I thought when I saw that big Trump balloon and thousands of people pouring in the streets to protest Donald Trump, I thought, oh boy, they get it. Well, I didn't realize that that was a minority and that there is a silent majority of Brexiteers that are no better than the MAGA people. MAGA and Brexiteers, they go together like a hand to the glove. So I had no idea, but now I understand where things are with that. So it's very sad because these people are getting less and paying more, and they are actually forcing other people to pay right along with them. And it's like they want everybody to walk hand in hand down to the workhouse. That is what's happening. Let me go back and take a look at something here. I want to point out something in that article. Not this one more. Uh, Let me see. Oh, you know what? It wasn't the article. It was in the comments. And it was like, okay, 1 trillion of assets moved to other countries. Harvest fruit and vegetables. There's no one to pick, or I mean, to harvest the fruits and vegetables. Do you remember that when Charles III, actually Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales, had this bright idea that people should go out to the orchards and to the vegetable patches, to the farms, and pick all of this fruit before it goes bad, to harvest the fruits and vegetables before it goes bad. Now, he said that, but he wasn't one of the people that put his gigantic catcher mitt of a hand up to volunteer. If Charles had grabbed the basket or whatever and gone out to those fields, I'm sure a lot of people would have followed him. But because he didn't, no one else would. And with those hands, I mean, let's face it, Charles could have harvested enough fruit to feed an army. He could have harvested enough fruit to feed Manchester. All he had to do was just swoop those big giant hands through the farm fields a couple of times, And I am being so silly right now. But yeah, Charles could have harvested quite a bit of the fruits and vegetables. And then if he would have taken his partner in crime, she could have just scared some of the fruit off the vines, right? She could have just scared some of the vegetables out of the earth. Just just bristle her teeth a couple of times, and she could cut the work in half. A lot of the fruits and vegetables would have a lot of the fruits and vegetables would have just ran for their lives, and then you just catch them and put them in the shop. So did that make sense to anybody? Let me stop. Okay. Let me see. Cheryl Yo, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for listening to me talking about God knows what. I don't know what I was talking about. But let me see. Elizabeth Cumberbatch says, remember the great Robert Nesta Marley words, the same one that you reject should be the head cornerstone. Royals, take heed. Yes, thank you so much for that, Elizabeth. Greatly appreciate it. Let's see here. Cookies and cream. That's why it's so important that the Unroyal Family alliance with Danita Wutina, Murdoch, and racist British press is plastered all over social media and let it trend for as long as possible. That's right, you guys, keep it trending. If you have any access to a social media, please make sure you share this because the more that it trends, the more people are getting on board to talk about it, and the less likely that this character will be there to go after our faves and anybody else that's innocent. I mean, look at how some of the people in the realities and shows and the talent shows. Look at how they've been treated by these tabloid news organizations, and this insinuates that there was an illegal, if not immoral, illegal activity used to gain information. And I submit to you again the article that I showed you, was it last week, about all of the people that were closeted that Dan Wootton was gleefully celebrating the outings of. Not that he was directly responsible, but it seems as though he was gleeful about the fact that he could add them to the ranks of people that he suspected or whatever. I just don't know why that's so important to him. I don't know why that's so important. Okay, so where did I leave off? Hello, this is Dan Wooten, and I'm up in it bad. I'm up in it real bad. I'm up in it like Alec Murdoch. Um, Dan Branning. There you go, Dan Branning. I love this. One of the squaddies created this, and it's very cool because it reminds you on one side of this person's character, there's this very colorful and entertaining hate channel, hate monger. And then on the other side is a very dark, sinister individual who would go to the depths of hell if he thought that he can get a story out of it. And just remember his words, that I've learned and I'm a better person. I'm a better person. Interesting. You know what? Let me see if I can do that sound bite for you guys. I I couldn't play the. I don't think it would be wise for me to play the video. But let me see if I can find that sound bite. Charlotte, très magnifique. You are absolutely right. I believe that to be true. I really do. It is the behavior of someone who would be considered a sociopath. The way that he is looking into the camera and smiling today. So Charlotte says, despicable sociopath. And William is an imbecile. Whatever Charlotte says, William is an imbecile is always implied. Thank you so much, Charlotte. Okay, so right here, just so happens that somebody snapped him leaving work with a backpack full of God knows what. But yeah, I mean, just the glee, the joy that he takes in what he does. And it does remind me of Perez Hilton. It really does. Perez Hilton is the one who actually mentioned something that was quickly shut down about Schofield. Do you guys remember when Schofield had his coming out party? And Perez Hilton was like, well, I don't know why he decided to do that now. I mean, didn't everybody know? And then Joan Collins was like, you know, she said, and then all of a sudden, Piers Morgan shut everybody down. Before too much was said, Piers Morgan shut everybody down. And that really did happen. So, again, just another one of those situations where the information was right there, and someone who, much like Woo Woo, loves to be the gatekeeper, decided to out him. And of course, I don't have sympathies for Schofield because I think he's an awful person, but it is his story to tell. So I hope this makes sense. I listened to this the other day, and
you could use this witch hunt has made me think a lot about the sort of journalist and broadcaster I aspire to be. One focused on the massive political threats facing this country, not on personal attacks. Today, Meghan Markle, the Montecito...
Okay, I want you to listen to that beginning part again, because the way that this video was edited together, he says in the beginning that I want to talk about the serious political issues facing this country and not personal attacks. And then what happens? They stuff his words right down his throat. Listen again.
This witch hunt has made me think a lot about the sort of journalist and broadcaster I aspire to be. One focused on the massive political threats facing this country, not on personal attacks. Today, Meghan Markle, the Montecito Mona, has given yet another masterclass in victimization. There are a lot of choice words you could use to describe Meghan Markle. Ambitious, probably the least offensive. The Duke and Duchess of Delusion, or narcissistic, delusionist wife. Chances motivated by money to paranoid people who have turned their back on the ones who really love them. Narcissistic egotists who will put money and fame ahead of honesty and family.
Why do you think we like Kate? Why do we like Will?
Now that is Megyn Kelly that is saying, why do you think we like Kate and why do you think we like Will?
Like the Queen and not you.
Pylons are now the way to cancel a person. Our country is better than that. We must be. We must be. And that's why GB News exists.
Meghan Markle can join Tony Blair on the list of people I like to call the unflushables.
I am so sick of her tired, off-point, irrelevant musings.
Woko Mono, Meghan Markle.
The Z-list actress who married up.
These two whiny, lazy losers.
And miserable Prince Harry.
Unimaginative, inadequate losers.
Meghan is such a poisonous, vile person, Britain.
She's also a sociopath.
She's utterly clueless.
Breaking news, Meghan is a narcissist.
Shut up. We don't listen to you, and you haven't earned the right to make us listen to you.
I think that she and Harry are responsible to some degree for the death of Prince Philip and the Queen.
So that is a collage. That is an edited video, and I think Glow on Twitter put that together. But those are all of the things that Dan Wootton just claimed that he wasn't. But that was his show. You may have heard Lady C, utter losers. And then you got this, anyway. But you just heard him say that he doesn't do that and that he's above that. And that's not the person that he is. And yet, that is what his show is about every day. There's not a day that goes by that they don't find some kind of way to insert Meghan Markle. They're not after Harry as much as it really comes down to targeting the woman of color, because it's an easy way to get ratings. It's an easy way to find an audience. You know, I have to say, as a Sussex Squad content creator, you have a built-in audience. You have a built-in audience. And just like you, there are days when I just want to sit back and listen. I don't want to do the work. I want to sit back and listen. So I will go to another channel because I need that camaraderie as part of my focus, right? And in a parallel universe, you have a built-in Brexit, anti-everybody else, anti-other, anti-Black, anti-Pakistan, anti-Indian, anti-China, anti-Eastern Europe, anti-Italian, anti-French audience that loves to attack people that are not third, fourth, fifth, or even further, William the Conqueror Brits. If you don't go back to William the Conqueror, you should not be here. Even if you can't trace your lineage, you should not be here. If you have an Anglo name, that is good enough. That is who he's appealing to. The us versus them. Not to say that people who are British born, who have lineage that goes back multiple generations, feel like he feels or like the haters feel. But the people that he is targeting, it is part of the meal. You have to, Harry and Meghan are the olive oil for a gourmet meal. You only need a little bit to make it go very, very far. So that is what he depends upon. So if he ever changed his tune, which of course we know is not going to happen because he has hate in his heart. He has hate in his heart. You know, but there's a certain audience that anybody is going to appeal to, but those who appeal to hate is an easy ride for them. It's an easy ride. All you have to do is just think of every negative thing that you can ever say. You can make up stuff. You can lie. You can bring other people on so that they can lie. And it all seems so credible to those who already have hate in their hearts. That is his audience. Sad little man hates successful women, transphobic, promotes Andrew Tate, will not be happy till he does to Meghan what he did to Carolyn Flack. The GB resident bully, says one of the squatties. another one here. GB News. Oh, well, that's actually the headline from the very first article. So that seems to be the story. That seems to be the story, is that he doesn't stop until he has so badly degraded anyone who's happy and free and enjoying their lives. Just like oh gosh, what is the artist the other day who said that she's just trying to enjoy the experience of being on X Factor, was it? She's just here to enjoy the experience of X Factor. And yet he came up with all these cock and bull stories about her being an angry black woman. And why would he do that? Why would he play the angry black woman card? Because it sells, because that is what his audience wants. They're very easy to humor. That is what his audience demands, is that we need you to degrade black women every chance you get. We need you to yank people out of the closet, even if they're not gay, that doesn't matter. Yank them out the closet every chance you get. But we want to see people degraded. What does it say about what does it say about his audience that that is so important? Day after day after day. But that's GB News. That is GB News. That is Fox News. Everything is wrong with the world. We're the only ones that have the answers. Full stop. That's GB News. Well, now his deeds may be Alexandra Burke. I couldn't remember her name. Alexandra Burke. Now his deeds may have been paid back tenfold. So let's hope the pressure stays on. Let's hope they keep up this pressure. And this was one of the latest. Someone decided to send him to the Crossbar Hotel. I guess you could say someone's thinking ahead. Yeah, someone's thinking ahead. And again, if you are not, if you have not had access to the article just yet, I did post it earlier, maybe 5 o'clock, was it? I'll give you the link for it so you can go and watch it now or later. It's up to you. Let me find that link. So it is the entire article that was released by, was it today or last night? Late last night, early this morning for me. But there it is right there. That is the article. And warning, trigger warning, it is disturbing. It is very disturbing. I'm going to pin it to the top of the chat, so take a look at it whenever you can. Also, I'm going to put it in the community tab later. But warning, it is disturbing. No truth, no shame, no integrity. Agreed. No truth, no shame, and no integrity. That describes him. I love this right here. If Superman was patrolling, if he was just like out kicking it and he saw the sun, if he saw the sun on fire, instead of rising to the occasion as a superhero would or should, apparently, according to this illustration, Superman would probably just say, "Oh, ain't that a shame?" and go back to the phone booth and change back into Clark Kent and just Don't you love it? Don't you love it? What fire? And YM Droid sent me an email. Today was one of those days where I remembered that I had an email for Royal Sussex. Take a look at that. Now, that is a Barbie for our Duchess. I love it. I love it. So, yes, if they were to commission a Barbie doll for the Duchess of Sussex, I think that's absolutely perfect. And there's one more. How about this one? I think I like the first one more, but that definitely looks more like one of our Duchess outfits. Now, just so we are on the same page, our Duchess doesn't usually show that much cleavage because she is a princess of the realm and she takes very serious her role, in case nobody has noticed. But I'm telling you, Meghan has not disgraced the House of Windsor or her role or position in any way whatsoever, but she has spoken her truth as well she should, like other members of the family has. But that is a bit risque for our Duchess, but I like it. I mean, I wouldn't mind if she did wear something like that. I think it looks beautiful on her. And now that she's the mother of two, I'm pretty sure that she could rock that outfit more. I'm pretty sure she could definitely rock that outfit now that she's the mother of two, easily. So yeah, those are lovely. Love those. Now, speaking of degrading, Liz Jones said, and I agree with her, don't attack Princess Catherine for wearing $25 Zara earrings. She has no need of priceless bling. That dazzling smile is quite I'm sorry, I just bit the inside of my mouth. That dazzling smile. Gosh darn it. Now I just bit my lip. How do I keep doing that? It's like I'm choking on my own words. Yeah, but that dazzling, okay, that face that she makes is quite enough for the rest of us. Fashion expert Susie Mink's controversial claims Kate takes no joy in jewelry. Rubbish, says Liz Jones. Rubbish. Kate stays attainable for the normal people she meets. Let's see here. For all the latest royal news, pictures, and videos, click here. So it's all because of yesterday. Liz Jones attacks, and it was not an attack. She just said that she was disappointed. There are some people, and you know what, guys, this is just one of those things to try to build up sympathy for Kate Middleton. Liz Jones, don't attack Princess Catherine for wearing $40. Oh, I did that already. Oh, do I need to be over here? Oh, you know what? I need to look at yesterday's thing so I can show you why all the fuss. That's what I need to do. It's because of this. It's because of this. Now, yesterday, Kate Middleton labeled disappointment in her approach to jewelry by former Vogue editor Susie Minks, who was awarded an OBE by the late Queen. She doesn't have Camilla's joy. That's all she said. She only said, and I can't believe I'm defending this woman, but she only, as a royalist, it is important to her that the jewels in the royal collection is aired out, seen in public. I don't think that in this day and age, with the economy high, with as much inflation as there is, now is bad timing to show that much wealth, conspicuous wealth, right? Now is a bad time. However, I understand where she's coming from. She was not targeting Kate Middleton. She was only speaking on behalf. Kim Coates like, yeah. Where's that Queen Elizabeth II $50 million necklace last seen on your neck? Huh? I like that. Kimco's like, yeah. Where's that $50 million necklace, huh? Yeah, that's interesting. But where is that $50 million necklace? I don't know, Kim. I don't know. Yes, the last person to wear it was Kate, but I don't know where it is. So I will make a note of that. And if there is some mechanism by which I can ascertain the truth, I will get back to you. But I don't know where it is. That's between Kate and her mama and Uncle Gary and probably someone on the dark web. YM Joy says, let us also, that is, not forget Kate work as a sign language ambassador. That's why Kate never wears bracelets. They'd fly off and knock someone out. Thank you, YM Droid, but I think that you're just being a little bit critical. Kate's graceful hand movement could never injure or harm anyone. She is so eloquent in the way. As a matter of fact, let's take a look.
Inspiring morning with the Anna Freud Centre discussing all things mental health. It is so important that we all talk about our feelings and emotions, the good ones and the more difficult ones too, because we all have them. The theme for this year's Mental Health Week is anxiety, and the Anna Freud Centre have co-created an animation and resource tool.
See, I mean, look at her. Yeah, it does look like she might slap somebody across the street, but it's not that bad, is it? Now, let's take a close look.
Our mental health.
Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, you're right. It probably wouldn't be safe for it probably wouldn't be safe for innocent bystanders. So, yeah, it's best that she avoids wearing the royal bracelets and such. Okay, understood. Uh, and what was that I was just saying about Dan Wooten? I don't recall. But so the former Vogue International editor that is, accused Kate, 41, of appearing indifferent to the collection of rare and precious jewels she is privileged to wear, and said she doesn't seem as passionate about jewels as mother-in-law Claw Miller, 75. She says Princess of Wales is a bit of a disappointment about jewelry. She gives the impression that she only puts it on when she absolutely has to. So that's all she said. And they only are doing this rebuttal to try to make people feel sorry for Kate and look at her as this benevolent, kind-hearted, thoughtful person who wouldn't dare offend the general public by wearing all of that gaudy jewelry in this period of inflation. When the truth is, she doesn't leave the house unless they are warming up the helicopter. She doesn't think about how much money is being spent when she duck her head and dive into that helicopter when she's in a fleet of Royal Protection Officer driven cars. She doesn't think about that stuff. She doesn't give a toss about how much money is spent and where it comes from. All she knows is what she's known her whole life, and that is privilege. So go tell it on the mountain. I'm not buying it. As a senior member of the British royal family, Kate Middleton has access to the world's top fashion designers and countless stylists at her disposal. Really? Are you saying that she has access to top designers and stylists? Well, when is she going to talk to them? When is she going to talk to them? If she has that kind of access, when are they going to do? When are they going to help her? That's what I'm trying to figure out. If she has access to a glam squad, how come they haven't helped her, or have they? Woo! If she really has all of that, then what happened? Huh? What happened? That's what I'm saying. If she has all that access, then what's the problem? What the problem is, huh? I mean, it's enough to make you want to laugh yourself to sleep. But in recent years, the Princess of Wales appears to have found a source of very unlikely fashion inspiration in Barbie. Do tell. In Barbie? Now, didn't I just say this about a month ago that she's been dressing up like Barbie before the movie came out, right? Following the release of the new Barbie movie, royal fans on TikTok have highlighted how the mother of three appears to have taken style notes from a popular children's toy. Well, that shouldn't come as a surprise because, after all, she's practically a jointed doll. According to Hillary, what was her name? The writer Hillary something. She said that Kate was just a jointed doll, a virtual mannequin. So one should not be surprised. Now, I have noticed that she's been wearing a lot of pink lately. She's a Barbie royal. How Kate Middleton has channeled the children's toy in her royal wardrobe. I thought she saved toys for other things. Didn't she have? Okay, never mind. But I thought the only time that the conversation of toys was, never mind. But anyway, as a senior member of the British royal family, Kate Middleton has access to world's top fashion designer and countless stylists at her disposal. But in recent years, the Princess of Wales appears to have found a source of very unlikely fashion inspiration in Barbie. So there you go. It's official. I mean, I kind of thought that was the case, but if you take a look, she has been rocking a lot of pink lately. And yeah, so there you go. And of course, if you take a look on the right, you can see they're trying to, I love the way they'll try to find something nearly, I mean, even if it's just the trim, even if it's just the color, they will try to make a connection between something Kate had nothing to do with, she just showed up, and reality. Like over here on the left side, it'd be like as if I decided to say, increasingly, people are saying talking to Kate is just like talking to a ficus tree. Well, of course, I'm too polite and well mannered to say something like that, but there are some people who would probably make that connection if they were desperate to have something to write about in the Daily Mail. They would say, "Oh, Kate is channeling a ficus tree." An inanimate organic object that stands in the corner and doesn't say much, just like a ficus tree. So if Kate is channeling Barbie, then I say that Kate is channeling a ficus tree. And after all, is part of her popularity.
Reasons Catherine is so popular amongst certain demographics, and I'm going to say older people and men, is because she says absolutely nothing. She's a good little girl who keeps quiet and doesn't complain, doesn't do anything, doesn't rock the boat, and is a very traditional, old-fashioned mute woman.
Take note, Nicola.
Just like, excuse me, just like a ficus tree. Just like a ficus tree, just hang out in the corner, doesn't say much, doesn't do much. That's it. Now, I found this today quite by chance. Kate and Meghan, shut up. Now, I'm sure you all have seen this before. They sometimes have like Donald Trump being, but in this case, obviously Robin has been listening to too many conspiracy theories, and Batman decided to straighten them out. Why is Tisha Tales entertaining the trash articles about Harry begging Willie to come back? Really? I didn't see that. Was that today? Gosh, I haven't watched Tisha Tales in quite some time, but I did see that article, and I'm like, oh Lord, they ain't got nothing better to do. But yeah, it's a bunch of nonsense. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, it is unfortunate if that's the case. Okay. Oops, there we go. Yeah, you know what? That's so right. Kimco says, Baron, I just can't. Barbie was popular because she had a job. As a matter of fact, in the last, 50, 60 years, Barbie has had multiple careers. You hear me? Multiple careers. Whereas Kate, mother of three, and a graduate of St. Andrews with a degree in art history and an amateur photographer who can't Photoshop to save her life. Yeah, I see what you mean. Now, awkward. That's the only thing I can say is awkward. That looks just like Charles. That looks just like my husband. Charles and Camilla share a joke over pie that bears an uncanny resemblance to the king. Queen Camilla, 76, and King Charles, 74, attend Sandringham Flower Show. Oh, flower show. I hope they got there early because, when you go to a flower show and you're the king and the queen consort, you got to get there early, because if you don't get there early, you know what'll happen, don't you? You'll get there and find out that Kate had already been there wearing the loudest pink dress she could find and getting on everybody's nerves, having all the photographers follow her around. And then when you get there, it ain't nothing to talk about. So I hope they got there early, because last time, could you you imagine if I was a courtier? Could you imagine how much stuff I would start? I'd be like, ooh, Your Majesty, you better get there early. Because you know Kate, if she get there first, Kate is going to get all the attention. She going to start smiling and grinning and doing all of that hand jabbing and stuff like that. So you better get there early, Your Majesties, because don't let Kate get there. I would probably keep up so much mess, but y'all know that that's what happened. Is the last time they went to the Chelsea Flower Show, Kate beat him there. Didn't even say she was coming. Jumped out of the car while it was still rolling in that Pepto Bismol dress, and took all the attention away from Chucky and Camilla. So, but let me tell you something. I said this a little while ago. I'm going to say it again. Charles' ears do not shock anymore. And the reason why his ears are not shocking is because his face has caught up to his ears. You don't even notice his ears anymore because his face is so doggone big. His face is big. His hands are big. He got them childbearing hips. I mean, look at that. You don't even notice his ears anymore because his face is like a slice of Mount Rushmore. How could you notice his face? I mean, his ears for that face. You can't. That'd be just like saying, have you ever noticed that interesting beauty mark that Camilla has? You'd have to get past everything else to see it, right? Right. So, y'all, I'm about to get off of here before I get in trouble because I am just really beside myself now. Hey, Claire Kane. Claire Kane is here. Claire says, petty, I don't doubt that there are lots of petty aides and courtiers stirring things up. Exactly. Ooh, I would have so much fun doing that. I would have so much fun doing that. As long as they don't mess with the black girl, I'm cool. And then there is another article that they put out that is supposed to help the royal family seem more relatable. I'm telling you guys, they are on a campaign of relevancy for the royal family. Tears of the Crown. From Kate Middleton's Wimbledon waterworks to Princess Charlotte's wedding day tears, the moment when we saw royals well up. Now, stay with me, you guys. You got to see how this plays out. So this is supposed to be Kate crying. Do you see any tears? I mean, I see bags. I see she brought her luggage, but do you guys see any tears? I do not see any tears coming down her cheeks. And then see the picture in red? That is supposed to be her crying. That is her so emotional that she can barely stand up. B. Martim says, Baron, you wreak havoc in the palace. Thank you so much for that, B. Martim. I try. I could just imagine the courtiers sitting around and them listening to Royal Sussex on somebody's phone and just looking at each other like, what? Who is this? Is that a Yank? What? Is that a Yank? Oh, could you imagine them listening to me? Lord have mercy. But yeah, so Princess of Wales appears to become tearful in a rare emotional moment in public as she watched, what is that? Whoever that person is, Ons Jabeur lose the women's finals at the Wimbledon on Saturday. That got you emotional? Or what about this one? Kate attends a fundraiser event for Children's Hospice at the Norfolk showground near Norwich on November 25th. That was 2014. Let me tell y'all something. This is the Kate that was pictured laughing at a a Holocaust event. This is the Kate that was smiling after the Queen's funeral when they had a reception. There she was with everybody else smiling. There is infinite photos of Kate behaving inappropriate at shelters, memorials, and so on. I find it hard to believe that Kate was emotional after attending the children's hospice. I do. I really do. Because she is as steely and unemotional as anybody I've ever seen. But this is what's supposed to be an emotional outpouring, is she gets in the car and she flicks a loose eyelash and she's supposed to be outdone. And then how about this? And this is why I say I find it hard to believe. William is in tears at the Taj Mahal. As they say, he was reflecting on his mother. Look at Kate. Look at Kate. William, her husband, is emotional. Now, she always patting him on his rear, but you would think that she would reach out her hand to him in this moment. And what does she do? She looks like, didn't we talk about this at home? Didn't we talk about this at home? Now straighten up. What is wrong with you? Like she's talking through her teeth. I know, Black Queen. When I saw that, I'm just like, who y'all think y'all fooling? Who do you all think you're fooling? Kate has never cried in public, ever. Ever. Diane Hawkins says, how about that time when Louis slapped... Diane Hawkins, you kind of snuck up on me with that one. Slapped the fire out of her. No tears. Woo! Exactly. Now, how about this time, Royal Poll? Are you ashamed Prince William was booed by crowds at the FA Cup final? Wasn't this after that campaign of, will you boo the Sussexes? If the Sussexes go here, are you going to boo them? If the Sussexes go there, are you going to boo them? Who got booed? Who got booed? William, Kate, Charles, Camilla, and even Ford Fiesta, I think, got booed. All of them got booed. Even the Queen got booed in Scotland about a year and a half ago. She got booed in Scotland when she opened up the Parliament. There were people outside that booed her. You didn't see it on TV. You didn't see. Actually, I saw it on RT. RT News showed people booing her. Everybody's been booed except for the Sussexes. And so this is karma at its best. All of that fuss about booing the Sussexes, and who got booed? William. Look at there. Prince William seen crying after Liverpool fans booed the national anthem. They wasn't booing the national anthem. They were booing you. They were booing you. Prince William booed by Wembley crowd. There you go. And shock FA Cup final scene. There you go. The Express told the truth. William was the one who got booed. And more booed. I'm not even going to play the video, but he did. He got booed. And what about this one? Remember this? When she was so emotional at a women's shelter, she went to a shelter for abused women. The woman who spent years abusing Harry and his brother's mother, the woman who is like one of the biggest abusers there are, look at her trying to force those tears. Look at her try to force those tears. See that? She's trying to pucker up those lips and taking deep breaths and all that. She wasn't crying. All right. Thank you for the recommendation, Black Queen. You're absolutely right. And that's what was it, Diane Hawkins was saying that about the way she got her neck wrung and was pistol whipped by a replica gun. Yeah, exactly. Almost as real as this moment right here. Take a look at that. And of course, by trying to well up her eyes with tears, the only thing that she reminded us of was silky chickens. That's all. The only thing that happened was it reminded me about the silky chickens. Like she was so upset, she was like, "Buck, buck, 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 Charles, Charles, buck, 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 Charles, Charles, buck, 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 Charles, Charles, buck, 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 Charles." Like she was so upset that she just cried and laid an egg. Right, right. That's Camilla crying. That was in the article. They actually had this photo of Camilla to show that royals cry. Now, of all the stuff that has been done to Meghan, after all that we've seen, do you know that this was the photo that they used to represent Meghan in tears? I kid you not. Now, we've seen Meghan talking about being afraid at nighttime. Now, that was crying. But this is the representation of Meghan. This and nothing else. Not the Queen's funeral, not the Harry and Meghan docuseries, except for this part of the docuseries. But this is what they use to demonstrate Meghan's tears. I could see if they would have used the funeral or if they would have used the other portion of this. But this is what they did. This was the end of the article. Oh, and Meghan cried too. Meghan's not crying here. This is a what do you call it? A therapeutic session, not tears. I'm just like, oh. Make it make sense. That was their representation of the Black woman's tears. Yeah, seriously. So, anyway, well, you guys, we have reached that time of day. And with that, you guys, I am done. 1 hour and a half, not bad. There may be another article to come out tomorrow. I will share that one. Remember to go to the link that I gave you guys earlier if you would like to listen to the article. For some people, it may be easier for you to listen to it rather than to read it. So if that is the case, I have the link right there. I'm not going to show it today because, some people are triggered by these things. So I don't want to overwhelm anyone. But I will make a video for each release from the byline. At least I'm going to try. So there it is at the top of the chat if you want to go and take a listen to it. I'm not doing a bunch of slides. It's just like a couple of different images. The slides take a lot of time, like hours to do that editing. So I did it in a very simple way. But you will get the latest, if at all possible, from each and every article from Byline. I'll share it with you. So do go to that link to see it. And thank you all so much for being here today. Thank you so much for your very generous contributions. Always appreciated by Royal Sussex. And let's see, who else? Oh, Gwendolyn Daniels says, good night, Baron and Squatty family. Enjoy the podcast and chat, everyone. Have a great night. Thank you so much, Gwendolyn Daniels. That looks like a last word to me. Okay. And with that, Let's see. Karen Damaris says, the more the Shutter Island shows the hatred, the more they are blessing her and nuclear family. God has a sense of humor, and I can't wait for it. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. All of, pushing so hard against the Sussexes has only made them stronger. It has only made them more popular. And like the article where they were like, oh, the most abandoned book or discarded book of the summer. Well, if it's the most published book, if it's the best selling book, then chances are there's a greater opportunity for people to take the book on vacation, finish it, and leave it for the next person. But that doesn't sound negative enough. So they have to try to find some kind of way to make it seem like the book is a failure, when the truth is the book is a huge success, and they are literally choking on that success. Let me see. What is that? Oh, that's for the membership? Oh, let me see. Thank you. I'll put that at the top of the chat. Oh, okay. So if you guys want to have your own Royal Sussex membership, that is how you find it. Okay. Thank you very much for that. And let me see. Where do I feel it? Oh, Cheryl, 11 months membership. Bye, everyone. Off to finish watching Suits. Thank you so much, Cheryl. Okay. All right. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I guess not. Anyway, thank you to our queens as per usual. And love you guys. I will see you all tomorrow. And thank you for watching. I got to go to bed early tonight. I am going to do my best to get to bed early tonight. It's like some nights I get busy doing something, and all of a sudden it is 3, 4 a.m. And so I'm like, well, if I'm still awake, why don't I do some laundry? Bad mistake. Bad mistake. So got to stop doing that. Okay. Let me see. Oh, thank you so much, Olivia Harris. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, Nathalando Niandeni. Very late, but glad to be here. Oh, thank you so much for that. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get my sleep schedule, or schedule, as they say. I got to try to get my sleep schedule back on a normal footing. I was so close, but day by day, I'm drifting further and further into the AMs. Not good. Not good. Gosh, I hope. Let me see. I know that Petal has been very, very busy, but I'm hoping Petal is on later, because, gosh, Petal was like really on it. And you guys, we haven't heard from the Lady Sussex yet, but I do hope we hear from her very soon. B10 has checked in with us. Mo Shannon is, she's okay, but she just needs some time right now. So, yeah, a lot happening with the squad. But, if you guys need time away or whatever, we'll be here for you when you come back. Take care of your mental health. Don't worry about the squad. We're not just one person, we're a group. And there is a fundraiser coming up for Harry and Meghan's birthday. So when I get the proper information for that, I will share it. Just be aware that you're not donating to someone that's posing as a squatty. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm going to have to go and look for that then. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. Okay, Petal said, Not one of the UK books were among the. Oh, really? Wow. Okay. Okay. Well, that's probably. I don't know. I don't know. They. I don't think they've been on. And that's too bad because I really love to hear their banter back and forth. That is really too bad. Oh, and I was in spaces earlier today. Oh my goodness. People were saying such nice things about hello, Ivy here. I mean, they were going on and on and on about how powerful Sussex Global UK has been for the Sussex squad. And I could not agree more. Ivy gives you a Ivy League level of information, and it explains so much about that institution, about the tactics that they use. I cannot say that enough. So, um, just incredible. Ivy's contribution has been incredible. You know, guys, you can go back and look at some of those Sussex Global UKs. Like, for instance, on the spaces today, someone had mentioned that the term spare was actually used by Ivy before the title of the book came out. Yeah, you almost forget about it because she said it so long ago. But didn't she do like one or two episodes on the spare before the title of the book actually came out? So her insight into that institution, and of course her, calling the institution exactly what they are long before it was commonplace, that speaks volumes for the knowledge that she has, because that's part of what she does. So actually that is what she does. So you it is so important to have so many skilled people in the Sussex squad that can give us different points of view about all of the things that concerns us about this right wing culture war that Harry and Meghan has been pulled into, about the way the institution has bullied and ran roughshod over so many innocent people. It is good to know that you're not losing your mind. It's exactly what you've seen, but Ivy articulates it so well that not only do you continue to notice those things, but she gives you a whole new set of eyes, and you're just like, wow, I didn't realize that. That was my first time watching Ivy. I was just like, this is incredible. So, and it's good to know that so many other people feel the same way, because she does so much work, and it is so profound. It is so well done that you know that's the only channel that I have a membership to is Ivy's, because I believe in what she does so much that I wanted to make sure that I could help her make it available to us. It's very important work, and I think that somewhere down the line, when more people understand why we are here and why we've been pushing back against these bullies, when more people are aware of that, they will see that it's not just about Harry and Meghan, it's not just about the royal family, but it's so much bigger. It's so much bigger. And it just is a necessary struggle to push back against them. It is a struggle, but it's necessary, because otherwise it allows the bullies to win. And I hate a bully. I hate a bully. I cannot stand a bully. Dansby says, Baron, thank you for letting us know about the Sussex friendly channels. I remember it took me a while. Then Tina and Michelle stopped to find other channels. Yeah. That was that, and For the longest time, every Sunday morning, I'd wake up. Are they on? Are they on? I'd be looking for Tina and Michelle because their voices were very, very important to the cause. I would say profoundly important to the cause, and that did leave a bit of a void for that time of day, for that day of the week. And fortunately, I kind of have found another way to, fill that void with the Lady Sussex and George and Charles because their channel is very spiritual. All is welcome, but it's very spiritual, and it just strikes the right note. And that's the thing is that when you find a channel that you like, and maybe not every time it's just what you need, but when you need it the most, some of the content creators have just what you needed to hear, or just what you needed to see, and that is very important because it can be very hard work. I will admit, having a platform of any kind is hard work, and for a while I have been at the point where it's been pretty seamless, and I don't think of it as work. I think of it as just something that I do, and I work hard at it. At the same time, it's easy work, but I do work hard. But I've done that with so many different things where I'm always trying to improve something. I always want to improve something. I always want to get as much information as possible. I want to be as efficient as possible. Now, it don't always work out that way, but that is the goal. And that you all have trusted me to do this work, that really takes on a whole nother thing, that people trust you to do the work. That's the most important thing. If I didn't feel like people trusted me to do the work, I wouldn't be able to do it. And so I don't take any of this for granted. I take none of it for granted because this has become a community, and some people are more dependent upon it than others. And it's good to know that when you need a community, that they're there for you, right? And it's good to know that when you need to take some time away from the community, that they'll be there for you if and when you decide to come back. That is equally important. So it's all of those things that work in concert together. Ingrid Soa says, what is a membership, Baron? I am a member of Royal Sussex, or only, yeah, that's it. The Royal Sussex membership. That's it. There's no other except for the Patreon. But yeah, if you have the symbol next to your name, so you're already a member of Royal Sussex. And thank you so much for that, by the way. And so is Dansby and Lydia, and who else? S is a member, yes. Nithalando is a member. There we go. And so on and so on. Black Queen. Yeah, you're all members. So that's it. Yep, that's the only membership. But thank you for asking. All right, so I am going to go. Thank you all so much. And I will see you all tomorrow. Really, what did I say? What did I say? Did I say something good? Did I? Let me see here. Yes, Baron, you're right about Ivy in the Sussex, UK. And how deep she explains, and theories that that are spot on with the UK royal mindset and behavior. Yes. Yep. It's good to know that you're not missing something, if you know what I mean. It's good to know, like when you're just like, what? You're just like, what is that? And then Ivy explains the way these patterns of behavior and tactics have been employed before, and what they're trying to do. And I'm just like, yes, exactly. That's what it is. So yeah, intellectually, I may not exactly get it, but eventually, when Ivy explains it, it's just like so clear. When I tell you one good one that I heard that I have been thinking about a lot, and it always comes back to me. I was listening to Henry VIII. If you guys remember Henry VIII, she hasn't been on for a while, but Henry VIII was like, the reason why William is always angry and incandescent with rage is because they have to big him up, because he's such a weak individual, my words, of course, that the only way that you can make him seem worthy and decisive is to paint him as angry all the time. And I was like, yes, that's right. That's exactly, you know what I'm saying? There are some brilliant people in the Sussex squad. Brilliant. I was just like, yes, that's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. That makes so much sense. You see, that's why I say sometimes I just need to listen. I need to listen, because if I listen long enough, I'll definitely learn something new that I hadn't thought of before. And that's exactly what it is. In order to make him seem like he's so manly and so in control of things, and to make you forget about him showing up looking like a bottle of Mitchum Roll-On, you have to make him angry. You have to make him incandescent with rage. You have to make him a decisive figure. You have to make it seem as though only he can save Britain from Harry and Meghan. That is the whole point of it. And I'm just like, well, I'd be doggone. I hadn't thought about it like that, but that's what I'm seeing. See what I mean? Sometimes I don't know how to articulate it, but after someone points it out, then you cannot not see it. So, yeah, there you go. And that information has helped me in other areas of life. Ivy has helped me in other areas of life. Yeah, definitely. So it's good to listen. It's good to make sure that you take it in, and and then after that, look for those markers that have been pointed out to you, and then you'll see that pattern. And after that, wherever you go in life, you can never avoid the truth. You'll always see exactly what is motivating people's behavior. So, win-win. Let's see. I'm going to make sure I start sharing the Sussex friendly channels more, so they will come up more in the algorithm. Yeah, that's a good idea. That is a good idea. And also, if there's channels that you want to avoid, I don't like to clear the history because some things I intend to watch, I need to have it come back up again. But I will go and hit not interested whenever possible. I will try to go to the history and remove that. Like if you accidentally click on something that you don't want to see ever again, go to the history. You don't have to clear the whole thing, but you can. But go to the history and make sure you remove that one item, and be very disciplined about that. And eventually they won't show up anymore. You might see it months later. So Neil, Sean, Neil, Lady C, none of those people pop up in my algorithm. Very rare. And when I do see them, not interested, not interested, not interested. And that worked. So just a way to avoid that nonsense. Because if you accidentally click on it, even if you only saw 30 seconds, 10 seconds of it, the algorithm will send it to the rest of the squad. Like sometimes when I'm looking at the analytics and I'll see what other people, people watching your channel also like, and those same people that I just mentioned, those are also like. Not because you all are watching it, but because some of the derangers are coming over here to hate watch. That's why that's there. It's not because of the rest of the Sussex squad. It's the derangers that love to come over here and hate watch and then leave nasty comments and that kind of stuff. So, Fatima, thank you so much for being here. All right. Glad you're enjoying Royal Sussex. Okay. Really? Oh, that was for someone else? Okay. Oh, if the book is at an Airbnb or then it's good thing to leave it. I used to pass on great books all the time. I get more people to read it. I'm sorry, it gets more people to read it. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, absolutely. If you're done with the book, you're done with the book. Not everybody is collecting. Some people just want to, read it and pass it on. I remember years ago, before the digital stuff was readily available, a guy once told me, he said that he had like a movie club with his mother where he would go to the thrift store and he would buy like the used VHS tapes, and then he would send it to his mother, and then she would send it to one of his siblings, and then they would send it to someone else, and everybody gets a chance to see the movie or movies. And I thought that was really nice. They had their own little community within the family of them watching these thrift store movies, these classic films, and then passing it on rather than just hang on to it. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people do that with books. Oh, don't buy it. I'm almost done with this one, Very good idea. Yes, absolutely. Same thing. Clear that history or at least remove what you don't want to see again. Very good idea. Reba Henderson, I don't think I said hi today. And Anna Boyd, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Wednesday to you. Okay, now what's for dinner? It's kind of late, but what is for dinner? Well, that's because I'm on such a late schedule. You don't want to know what time I had breakfast, but I'm embarrassed to say. Okay, again, love you guys. See you tomorrow. And it is time to cue the Ginger Avenger.